Morning guys, shower filter media today. So we're going to look in depth at bakki shower filter medias. This is basically the third in the series of videos I'm doing on bakki showers. Now the first one, if you haven't seen the first one, I recommend you do watch that. Basically in that one I went through all the principles of the shower, how it works, why it was developed, by whom, when, the principles that it runs on, the things you need to do in order for your shower filter to perform as a shower and for you to get the maximum benefit out of it. Now if you watch that video first and come back to this one, it will be massively beneficial in the quest to absolutely nail any homemade shower you make, or not only a homemade shower but even a bought shower. A lot of dealers, a lot of people are making showers now, selling them as bakki showers. They're not always, sometimes they're just basically a trickle tower, and certainly if you get the media wrong then you definitely won't get the benefits of a shower. So I recommend you have a look at that video and come back here if you haven't already seen it, and you can do that here. So check that out and then pop back and watch the rest of this video. So the reason for this video basically is, as part of the shower series, I'm building my own DIY bakki shower and we're going through it, and people are making their own with me as we go. And this video is to report on my findings regarding the best media to use in those showers, and in fact in any shower. So it's no secret that I still believe the bacteria house media, BHM, which was developed specifically for showers, is still the best media out there. So I guess if money's no object, if you're happy to pay the price of BHM, that would be the one I would buy. Probably don't need to watch the rest of the video. However, if you want to get as near to BHM performance as possible, but on a budget, so for less expense, watch on, because I've got some good stuff coming up in this video for you. Basically what I did then, I brainstormed medias, potential shower medias. I also asked my channel subscribers for their input to that, and together between us we came up with a list of some 40 odd medias in total. I've now narrowed it down to 4 that I will recommend to you as being as close to BHM performance as you're going to get without using BHM. And I've also got an honourable mention for one very cheap media, which if the 4 that I recommend are a little out of your range price wise, then I have got an alternative. It's the only one of the cheaper than those 4 medias that I would suggest you use. Anything else and you're kind of wasting your time, to be honest. So that's where we're at. I've got, first of all, what I'm going to do, of all the medias, as I said, 40 odd medias I've discounted and thrown out. Some of them I think are worthy of a mention, so I'm just going to pop up a list now of a few medias that I have discounted, but I'll tell you why. There may be some on this list that may be of interest to people for various reasons, depending why I've discounted them. I'll be very quick, I'll put them up, I'll briefly tell you why they went, and then we'll get on to the ones that I recommend. Okay, so as you can see, 11 media on that list, and some of them will be a surprise to people, and I'll just very quickly go through them and just explain why they've been discounted for the purposes of this comparison. Firstly, Mountain Tree Lotus Root, very popular media, Chinese media, reasonable price. I struggled a bit to find what material it was made of, what impact it would have on the pH of your pond. It was a contender, but then when I did more research, when I looked into it more, I uncovered an alarming number of instances where people have reported it disintegrating and falling apart after as little as 12 months. I suspect, I'm guessing with this is just my opinion, but the ceramic far infrared medias are all fired to a very high temperature, around 1300 degrees C, held at that point for some 60 hours. I suspect this may be they've found a way to keep the manufacturing cost down of this by firing at a lower temperature or for a shorter period. That would massively cut the energy costs and reduce the manufacturing costs. As I say, I'm guessing, but that would probably result in poor durability or less durable, a less durable product. I suspect that might be what happened, but as a result of that investigation, I ruled that out. I'm not willing to sort of recommend that as a media for a bakki shower. Next, we got a product called Bio Shower Media. Now with this one I struggled basically to find anything out, information at all about the material, the effect on pH. Even the pricing was a nightmare. It said £5, but it didn't say how much I was getting for £5. I lost patience a little bit. I give up with that one. Threw that out. If you've more patience than me, maybe worth a look, but not for me. Grow stones, mentioned again a few times. From what I can tell, this is a similar product to the Crystal Bio, which is lower down the list. Question marks about the quality of this, essentially, the dust and the durability as well, coupled with the price and the fact that Crystal Bio seems like a better version of Grow Stones. I threw this one out. Then we come to Alpha Grog, the cheapest of all the medias I looked at, and for good reason. It is close to useless in a shower. It's not a shower media. No far infrared, it blocks up, no ability to colonize anaerobic bacteria, so no nitrate removal, not particularly porous, not the right type and number of pores. It's not a shower media. If you want to use it, it may have a use submerged still possibly, but not for a shower. And then I come on to the four there that are highlighted together: Brightwell, Marine Pure Spheres, Ocean Free 3DM, Serra, Siporax. Now, these are all very interesting medias, and the reason I thought to give them a mention is that in theory there's potentially an extremely good media in there. They could work really well, but the problem with these is they're all specifically for aquariums, so they're manufactured, packaged, sold in very small volumes, and to scale them up to pond volumes, they just became massively cost prohibitive, thousands of pounds. So if money's no object, again, don't rule that out. Have a look at it, but again, not for this application. The next one there, I think this one will be the biggest surprise, as this was a really popular media when I did the brainstorming. This was mentioned a lot. That's Biohome. Now, Biohome, firstly, there's about 11 or more products on the website that I had to try and sift through. A lot of the descriptions were very vague and seemed to be copied and pasted from the previous one. I don't really understand. I just want to know which is the best media. I don't want one that's slightly inferior and then another slightly inferior and another. I don't understand that. I just wanted to find the best one. They all have names like Standard and Plus and Ultimate and whatever. I just got frustrated. I haven't got the patience, to be honest. In the end, I thought, to be fair, I looked at the most expensive one. I assumed that would be the best one. That's a product called Ultimate. This product was dearer than BHM, and I can find no evidence that it's any better. So I didn't really see the point pursuing it. Just as I was giving up, I did come across one with shower in the name, which was Spheres. I looked at this, and again, it was cheaper than BHM. Pound for pound in terms of volume, but then when I looked at it again, even more complexity. They recommend at one point they recommend 1 kilogram for 100 litres, but then another one says maybe 1.5 kilograms per 100 litres of pond water, and then for high densities 2 kilograms. So even more complexity. But those volumes made it more expensive again than BHM, and I lost patience and I gave up, and it went. But if you've more patience than me, more time, maybe worth a look. I'm sure there's a good media in there somewhere trying to get out, just not for me. Then we come to Crystal Bio, as I mentioned earlier. I think it's a similar product to the Grow Stones, but manufactured more for shower or for koi pond filters. It's a sintered glass product. I believe it will increase your pH. Shouldn't take it up much beyond 8, but that rules it out for me. My pH runs at 7.5. I don't want to increase my pH. If you need to buffer your pH, it may be a good option. Cost then ruled it out. It wasn't anything of note cheaper than BHM, and with the offer that I've actually managed to secure on the product that I'm going to recommend to you, it's actually more expensive. So Crystal Bio had to go, but again, an honourable mention. And then lastly, Cottony Koi Kintama balls. An interesting product this. I've ruled it out on cost. There's no mention of nitrates removal in the literature either, but it looked interesting, but just because of the cost alone, I ruled that one out. But again, maybe worth a look, but not for me. So then we come on to what I do recommend the good stuff. As I said earlier, I have got one media that is cheaper than the others. It comes with compromises. It will increase your pH. It will wear away, but it is cheaper than the four I'm going to recommend to you. So if they are too expensive and you want a cheaper option, this is the only cheaper option I would suggest is worthwhile. I would say if you go any cheaper than this, if you look at, you're talking Alpha Grog again, if you're going to buy a shower 4 tiers full of grog, what I would suggest is instead spend the same amount of money on this one, pumice stone. Even if you only get one tray, that one tray will perform better than 4 trays of grog. So yeah, pumice stone is the budget recommendation. As I say, compromises, you'll get limited nitrate removal, but you will get some. And the biggie really cost is £18.50 per kilogram, but it does need more this than the BHM copies. So £74 to fill a 30 centimetre shower, which is what I'm making for my pond. The biggie is the erosion. It will wear away in a shower environment, this one. I have no idea. It's impossible for me to say how quickly, but if this wears away, if this lasts half as long as the BHM copies that I'm going to recommend, then it's false economy because you'll spend more for the same period of time. But it's a good option to get yourself up and running now with minimum outlay. So that's the budget recommendation, pumice stone. Okay, so onto the medias that I recommend you use for your bakki showers. These products then essentially are copies of BHM. They're all using the same, if the manufacturer's literature is to believe, they all use the same material, fired, manufactured in the same way. They all should give very close to BHM performance for a lower cost. So those are the 4 that I recommend. I'll just quickly go through Bacteria Home, Sakura Fire Infrared, CSM Ceramic, which is a version of Midori, and the Aquasource Kano. And I've listed some suppliers there where I found them the cheapest. So essentially I'm not separating these performance wise, so it should come down to cost. Now the cost that I've listed there, the cost of the material per 10 kilograms, the reason I've not just said the best one is Bacteria Home because it's cheapest is because if you live close to a supplier where you can call in and collect this stuff, then either one of those will become the cheapest if you have to, if you don't have to pay for shipping. Now, I have no science for this. This is purely on my research. The Aquasource Kano is, and I've got some here actually. So this is this product. Because I've had my hands on this, I can say, I've had it under the microscope as well. I can say the structure is what I would hope to find. The porosity is amazing. Lots of different sizes and depths of pores. The mechanical strength is there. This is exactly what I'd expect to find. This got a lot of good reviews as well. People who've used this were generally happy with this. Although, as I say, in theory, there's no reason why this should perform any better than the other 3. But during my research, it actually came about that this company, Aquasource, is quite close to where I live. So I called down, and that's why I've managed to collect a couple of samples. I called down and I spoke with the managing director there. We conversed and he's agreed very, very kindly to give us a really good offer. So what he's agreed to do is to drop the price per 10 kilograms to £62, which now makes this the cheapest of the lot. He's also dropped the shipping costs on 10 kilograms from £9.95 to £6.95. So to take advantage of this offer, you need to ring. It won't work via the website. You need to phone them up and order over the phone and quote DAZZLE to get the discount. Now, obviously, as I say, if you can call in to somewhere, for example, Cotswold Coy, and pick up Bacteria Home without any shipping costs, that will still be cheaper, the cheaper option. But if you're relying on shipping, that Aquasource Kano using the DAZZLE code is a massively good deal, a great saving. And I'm really happy to recommend this product. As I say, that is kind of backed up by having my hands on it and seeing it for myself. But in theory, all 4 of these products should perform the same. In terms of the timescale on this offer, we did agree there would need to be a timescale. We didn't agree a timescale. So basically, I would suggest that if you want to take advantage of it, and I'll be using this in my shower, I don't know if I said that, If you want to take advantage of it, I would do it sooner rather than later. The downside, unfortunately, as there always is that he has none in, he's waiting for a shipment. From experience looking around, most suppliers are in the same boat. A mixture of the pandemic making it difficult to get shipments into the country, and probably Brexit as well is contributing a little bit, means he's struggling. He's waiting on it, but as I say, I think that most are in the same boat. So get in there, get it ordered to secure that price. In terms of performance, as I say, this is going to give you very, very close to bacteria house performance. So you'll get the far infrared. You can throw solid muck at this. It will break that down. It will, assuming of course that you've got all the parameters correct that we spoke of in the previous video, in terms of the dimensions for the water to fall and accelerate, the flow rate, the volume that you're putting over it, the dimensions of the shower, etc. If they're all right, this will handle some solids. The solid is pushed into the pores, and the bacteria then break that down. You'll get anaerobic bacteria in this media, so you'll get nitrate removal. Essentially, as I say, this will perform very close to bacteria house media with less initial cost outlay. So hope that has been of some use to you. Very quickly, I will say I've been playing about with channel memberships. I have opened the channel up for members. I have pleasantly, surprisingly received, I had quite a few people enroll for the membership scheme. I haven't pushed it, I've just left it, but I will give that a plug. On the channel homepage, under the banner towards the right, it says join. If you click on that, don't worry, you won't be joined up just by clicking on it. Opens up a little window. There's a video on there where I'll explain all the benefits of channel membership. Have a look at that. We are in the process of setting up a WhatsApp group as well, so that'll be an added thing for members. So channel members WhatsApp group where you can post stuff, ask questions, whatever you feel the need to do. It's not compulsory. If that's not your thing, no problem. So check that out. If you like this video, if it's been useful to you, please do hit the like button. It does help. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss subsequent videos, and do follow, if you haven't been already, the shower series of videos. The last one on the construction will be coming up very shortly. I've had a lot of requests and people asking when that's coming. I promise you it is coming very soon. Until the next video, do please stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next time.